This is my chicken house. Believe it or not, I built this thing entirely by myself. I cut every board, I drove every nail. It's not a kit. I didn't have any plans. I built this thing entirely from watching YouTube videos. Now that is the beauty in YouTube. Anything you want to know out there, chances are somebody made a video about it, and it has been the most valuable tool in my life. And that's one of the reasons that I'm making videos, is that I feel I owe it to the people before me to share anything that I can. And I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of this chicken house. It turned out very well, and it was probably a little bit of overkill on my part, but my thinking was, I'm 52 years old, and I don't want to do this again when I'm 62 years old, because I just can't see myself up on that roof at that age. So I tried to do a real good job of it and build something that would last. And I've put off doing this video because I've had a hard time figuring out the steps on this thing. And this, again, is another side of YouTube that's beautiful. A man knew that I was having a hard time with the steps, and he had offered to walk me through the process step by step, and so I could build my steps. Well, I went ahead and tried it on my own. I just didn't want to bother him, but they're crooked as they can be. So I'm going to tear them off and redo them. I want to put a stringer up the middle to make them a little sturdier, and I want to add a little handrail so grandbaby can get up and down them easier. But I mean, they work, but I'm not happy with those steps. I'm definitely going to redo them. And I'm wondering if I should have a thicker tread on those steps or not. The biggest part of the problem is the ground's not level there. I thought it was level enough, but it's not. And I'm going to have to dig it out some. There's crush and run on the ground there, and it's been packed. It used to be part of a driveway, so the ground is very hard packed. But I think I need to dig out a little on the left and maybe put some concrete down there to make sure that it's right. But that's why I put off the video. I wanted to replace that first, but there you go. And the man that offered to help me, ironically, he goes by the name of YouTube Sucks Ass. Now, Jack, I understand why you picked that name, because yeah, there are technical issues with it, but the people are just outstanding that are involved in YouTube. I mean, most of them are. There are a few that should find something else to do. But anyways, here's my chicken house. And by the way, I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description box, because this man, he's multi-talented. He knows construction, he knows gardening, he knows cooking, he knows about wildlife, and he's very eager to help. He's a great guy. And Jack, I might call on you if I can't get these things straight, but I hope I can get it on my own. So here's the chicken house. And you see I have a little chicken door and the chicken walk and my crooked steps. And here's the inside. I put storage up top for straw and things, and walled it off with some chicken wire so the chickens can't get up in there. And I have the nesting boxes. I messed up on that because I thought I'd picked up 1x12 to build those with, but actually I picked up 1x10, so they ended up a little smaller than I thought. So I did that like ordinary nesting boxes, and then that one I just left the center out of to give them a little more room. It turns out they like this one the best. And The chickens, they all pile up together on top of this box at night, and then one will sleep in the top box. And in the past, I've had chickens years ago, and I knew from then that 9 times out of 10 the chickens just all lay in one box anyway, so it's going to be that top box that they use. And I put 4 windows in it and put hardware cloth inside so that nothing can get in or out. And they get a good cross breeze in here. And I put this wood up here for them to roost on so that they could sit and look out the window during the day. And believe it or not, they do. They'll sit up there on that perch and you catch a nice breeze from the windows and sit and gaze out at the garden. So, and I have another roost up here, but they have a hard time jumping that high, so they don't use that one. And then I hang their feed there, and then they have the water. And I have feed stored here in this trash can. And the house is 8 foot by 8 foot square. And I put a vent in the roof up there, but I didn't quite get that centered right. I should have climbed off the roof before I nailed that thing on, but anyways. But I had chickens years ago, and I had a chicken house back then, and I knew what was good about it and what wasn't. So I had an advantage there when I built the chicken house. And the old house was the same size, and but that one was built on the ground. It had a dirt floor in it. And the problem we had with that was that we didn't we have snakes around here. We have big snakes. And with the dirt floor and all, there just really wasn't a good way to keep snakes out of there. And the snakes would get in there. And I think that by putting the house up like I did 2 feet off the ground, that should make it harder for snakes to get in there. And another problem we had with the old house was we had a problem with dogs killing our chickens. And one time the dogs actually bit into the corner of the old chicken house and pried the plywood right off of it and got in there. And it would have taken a crowbar to do that for a man, but those dogs actually pried that wood off of the chicken house. And I mean, if they want to get in there, I don't think that any chicken house is going to be 100% dog proof. But because of that, I nailed the 1x4s on the corners of the house, and plus being up high, it might make it harder for a dog to get enough leverage to do that. And I wish I had a picture of that, because you just would not have believed that a dog could do that. And let's see, the fence I have, it's about 6 feet tall now, but I'm considering putting a top on it. I really don't want to, because that's going to be a lot of work, but raccoons just might get in here. They can climb right over it, or they can dig under it, and there's only so much you can do to protect your chickens. And even if you have chickens, I would suggest having at least a year's worth of or 6 months worth of powdered eggs on hand, because I mean, if you've been paying attention, a lot of people that got chickens this spring have lost them, due to dogs or disease or raccoons, or it's always something, always. It's very hard to keep chickens and protect them from all the predators. Everything wants to eat chickens. And so anyways, here's the house. And I made the windows myself. I still need to clean the paint off of them, but you see I have them so I can latch them shut, and when I open them I use that little hook there. And they turned out okay. And I had a hard time figuring out just how to go about the windows, because I really didn't want them open into the outside like this, but if I opened them to the inside, I was afraid the chickens would be jumping on them and maybe break the glass and all. So I just went ahead and opened them to the outside. And I notched them out. I don't know if you can tell there how I notched the wood at the corners to try to give them a little more strength. And I did these doors the same way. And these are the doors for access to the nesting boxes. And here's something that I did I haven't seen anybody do yet. And like I say, we have a snake problem. And the last thing in the world that I want to do is open that door and find a snake staring at me in the face. So I made a door here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I bought a piece of plexiglass and I made a door to stand between me and any snake that might be in there. And then I can just open that and have access to the eggs. So that's my chicken house. It's 8 foot by 8 foot square. I made the side walls 4 feet tall to save on 2x4s and the plywood. And it's 8 foot tall at the peak. The door is 5'3". I'm only 5 feet tall, so that wasn't a problem for me. But I was afraid that if I went any taller, that it might run into the slant of the roof. So, and after I've built it, I know it could have gone at least 6 feet tall on that. And I thought that maybe it would be a little difficult to walk around in there. That might have to bend over or something a little bit. But it turns out I don't, and my son is over 6 feet tall, and he's been in there, and he didn't have to stoop down at all either. So it turns out it's a very nice size, and it's 2 feet off of the ground. And one of the bonuses of that I didn't realize when I built it is that when the chickens hear a hawk overhead, or if the wild birds around here are squawking, they run and get up under that house, and it gives them shelter from anything overhead. And they'll also lay under there during the day and take a nap, and they can feel safe under there. And so putting it up off the ground like that was actually very, very, it was better than I had expected. And I also have a wood pile in here. For now, I need to take this wood pile out, but I'm leaving it here now because if something should get in here after the chickens, at least they can fly to the wood pile for safety. And one day my daughter brought her dog out here, and it charged at the fence. And the chicken I call Doofus flew up to that wood pile just like she was supposed to, and the others that are supposedly so much smarter all ran to the corner of the fence and huddled up. So what I plan on doing is putting a perch out here to give them a place to fly to for safety. And until then, I'll just leave the wood pile in here. So that's the chicken house. They seem to like it. So if you have any questions, or if you need any measurements or anything on it, just let me know. Hope it helps.